Alrighty, so last tutorial we kind of talked about the in operator. Now we're going to get into some more complex stuff. So we're going to get into some conditional expressions. So what does conditional mean? Conditional means if something is true, then do something. So it's condition, if a certain condition is met, then do something. If not, then don't do something. So let's just do some examples here. So let's say name is equal to John, and then age is equal to 17. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're going to print name is equal to John, which we know is going to evaluate it to true. So this is a conditional expression. So yeah, this is basically just going to be what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to get a little more complex here. So we could also say or name is equal to say Jane. So what do you think this is going to do now? It's going to be true, because all we need for the all or operator is one of them to be true. So in this case, this one's going to be true, so it's going to print out to true. If we just had this one over here, we just had Jane, then we know it's going to evaluate to false, right? And again, it doesn't matter which order you put it in. If you put John on this side or John on this side, either way, it's going to evaluate it to true because of that or operation. If we had another operation called and, what do you think this is going to do? So the last one, the or operation, checked if 1 was equal, like if 1 was true, then print out true. This one, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to make sure both of them are true. Both of the expressions are true. So in order for it to print out true, both of these expressions have to be evaluated to true. So if this one has to be John in this case in order for it to be true. All right, so that's the and expression. So now we have another one. So we're going to do not. Sorry, and not. So think of this whenever you have the not. Actually, just think about it for yourself here. What do you think it's going to do? Do you think this is going to evaluate it to true or false? So if a name is equal to John, which is going to evaluate to true, we've already done that, and not name is equal to Jane. What does the not do? We know that the and, both things have to be equal. So from here on the right side, everything on this side has to be equal. Like true, I mean. So what do you think this is going to do? It's going to print out true. What this not operator does is it inverts the Boolean expression. So in this case, equals equals now turns into does not equal. Now if you were to print this, just without the not, what do you think that's going to do? It's going to evaluate to true. It's the exact same thing. Right? So this double equal sign means this is going to evaluate to true, but once you add the not to it, it makes this look like this. Right? Makes sense? But yeah. And since now this is going to evaluate to true, the whole thing is going to evaluate to true since both sides are now going to be true. But yeah, this is definitely something that can get a little tricky at times. Just make sure whenever you see the not, the and not together, just think about this inverting it, inverting the statement here. So the opposite of not being of being true is not being true. So the opposite of greater than is less than, something like that. But actually we'll do a demonstration with that actually too. So we'll check age. How about that? We'll do age is equal. Let's do like 18. So is age less than 18? Let's say that. So again, as I said earlier, it just flips the expression, inverts it. So in this case, we're going to be flipping it this way. So age is going to be greater than 18. Is that true? No, right? So age is 17. So this is going to evaluate out to false, right? So if you were to flip it the other way now, because this is what it's doing. This is what it looks like over here. So this is what it is doing. It's making it that way. All right, so age is greater than 18, which is not. Age is 17. So in this case, if we wanted to make this value to true, we just simply flip it this way. So that way it's going to flip the expression this way. Age is less than 18, which is 17, which is true. Ignore that, sorry. There we go. But yeah. Just some basic stuff there. So yeah, so like the Boolean operators are not evaluated from left to right either. So there's an order of operations for Boolean operators. So like the not is going to be evaluated first, and is evaluated next, and the or is evaluated last. So it's going to do this one first, and then this one, and then the or if you have an or. So that's kind of the order, which makes sense because you kind of want to do this one first, and then once this evaluates out, then it'll check this, if check both sides are equal, or if you had an or there, or not. So in this case, what do you think it's going to do? If both sides are equal to true, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to do true. It's either one side is true or both sides are true. That's the or expression. Yeah. So now we're going to get into more complex stuff. So, all right. So you're probably wondering, if you've learned Python, like the basics of Python, at least there's statements that you can use. Like in Python, they're called the if statement. So these statements in Python contain groups of other statements. They kind of affect the control or the execution of those statements in some way. So the if keyword is used to perform a conditional statement that executes some of the code by checking if its expression is true. So in this case, if name is equal to John, make sure you add this little semicolon, or colon, or semicolon. I think it's colon, maybe. Yeah, if this is true, what do you think it's going to print out? Like, what do you think this is going to do? Just print. Nice. I don't know. Nice. There we go. So if name is equal to John, then print nice. So since this evaluates out to true, then print this. We have another statement called the else. Sorry, I'm used to Java. Else, if it's not true, then print something else. Let's print, yeah. Let's say Jane. Now we're gonna get yeah. So think of else as like the catch. It's gonna catch whatever this one does not evaluate out to true to. So if this is not true, then this has to be true. It doesn't matter. There's also another thing called the else if, or elif in Python. So elif, I don't know, name is equal to John. Then print yeah, else print no. You see how it's going to evaluate out to this one. John and John. So this one's going to evaluate to true, so they're going to print yeah. If this didn't catch it, what do you think it's going to do? Let's say like Jine. It's going to print no, because this one is not true, this one is not true, so this one has to be true, right? So if these don't evaluate out to true, then yeah. That's basically it for the if, elif, and else statement. Now you're probably wondering, what if you had multiple of them in the same thing? Like you don't have to have like all of different things. We have name is equal to John. Print. Nice. So if this is John and this is John, then yeah. Alright. Can't spell, apparently. So what do you think this is going to do? If there's two if statements, they both have to evaluate out to John, which we know is true automatically. What do you think is going to take priority here? This one or this one? If you said both, then congrats. Congrats. In certain situations, though, if, like I say, you had an elif block instead, elif name is equal to nice, sorry, then it's just going to print the 1. So it's going to evaluate to true. If there's 2 of them, then evaluate for both of them. Else, what do you think this is going to do? Print, cool. Sorry, I'm so used to Java. Anyways, so this one's not going to get executed. But yeah, pretty simple stuff. Pretty simple stuff. You can also use the greater than or less than signs. But yeah. And that's basically the gist of it. The if, elif, and else statements. So think of elif when you hear elif. Think of it as else if. But yeah. So in the next video here, I'm going to give you some examples to try and then see if you can do them, basically. But yeah, if you enjoyed the content or if you have any questions, drop them down below. And if you enjoyed the content, subscribe, like the video. And yeah, thanks for joining me. Bye.